Hello, party people. I'm Sunny. I'm a person who helps people out of addiction, and I tell the stories about the beauty of life, about the recovery journey out of addiction, about the life after addiction, and just sharing my life lessons, what I have learned, and stuff like that. Hello. Okay, so today I want to talk about the one thing that was so fucking important for me to understand in order to get out of addiction. I have made a video about this before, but you know how the healing spiral, like healing is a spiral, right? Like you live your life and you have a certain awareness around what's happening in your life right now. Depending on what you're going through in your life, this is where your awareness lies on this specific day, right? In this specific week. Like you have something come up that you need to study for, or you have to pay some bills, or you have some life event that is coming soon or whatever. So this is going to be in your awareness more than, so for example, there's a wedding that you have to attend in a week's time, right? So this is going to be in your awareness at this time around. So, but it wouldn't be in your awareness once the wedding is over, right? So we only ever can observe, because we are the observer, right? We are the observer of our lives, and we only ever observe what we observe in a specific moment in time. And a lot of times we cannot observe certain things because we don't have access to it at this specific moment in time, because we're busy observing other things. Get it? So much is happening in the subconscious mind. By the way, I'm the queen of the subconscious mind. I read subconscious minds, So, but still, even as the queen of the subconscious mind, doesn't mean that I myself don't have blind spots, right? Because I spot the blind spots in other people, but that doesn't mean that I can observe everything about myself at all times. Obviously not, right? I'm a human after all. So I have been discovering so many blind spots within myself in the last few days, weeks, months, years. It's just a constant learning, constant growing, right? But so for the one thing that really helped me so much to get out of addiction, it was that limiting belief that there was something wrong with me, okay? And so again, like I've made a video about this before, and at the time that I was recording this, I was obviously like observing this limiting belief within myself. And so I talked about it, I spoke about it, and what I said was that, well, there is nothing wrong with you. And that's the truth. But that was like a few months ago. Yesterday, I sat here. I'm in Vietnam, by the way, right now. So I sat here on my bed in my homestay that I'm at in Vietnam. And so I don't know why that matters, but it's just like to compare like where I was last time I recorded a video about this. I was back home in Germany sitting on my mom's sofa. So just to emphasize how certain things just come back around at specific times in our lives, right? And so often we feel like, oh, yeah, we kind of have moved past something in our lives, just to then be reintroduced back to it at a certain point in our lives and be like, oh, I'm observing this now again. And so yesterday I had this major epiphany once again, I guess. But this time it was like on such a deep level. Before, I knew, like logically, mentally, irrationally, I was like, well, there is nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with you. There could never be anything wrong with you or me. simply because of our truth, that is obviously always true, is that we are inherently beautiful, inherently worthy, inherently abundant, inherently free. That's our true nature. Also, I'm just like realizing I'm shouting a lot and it's only like 7:30 a.m. So I hope no one else is waking up because of me, but oh well. Yesterday I also transmuted the whole thing around like sometimes you're just the bad guy, you know? Sometimes you're just the villain. Sometimes like you just can't make it right for everyone at all times. It's just not possible. I mean, I've known this, we know this, but it's truly so it was once again just an integration on a deeper level once again. But it's just like, it's okay. Like sometimes we just have to do what we have to do, and sometimes people are not gonna like it, and that's okay. That's okay with me. That's okay with me. I'm letting go, like for real, letting go of the whole good girl programming. Mark my words. Mark my words to myself, because I need to like have this in my awareness that I no longer need to make sure that everyone is okay at all times, not before I'm not okay myself. Okay. Anyway, so here's the thing, like I realized that like I knew that there was nothing wrong with me based on what I know my truth to be. All the things that I just mentioned earlier, like I am unconditional love and I am perfectly fine. Perfect. I'm perfect. I'm perfect the way I am, and so are you, right? And when I say this, I mean this in the realm of the paradoxes of life, because of course no one is perfect, right? But no one is perfect in our imperfections. No, we are perfect in our imperfections. That's the way to say it. Because we as a soul, we as a spark of the divine, we in our unique vessels, that's perfect, right? Like we don't have to be anyone else. We don't have to be different. We don't have to perform. We don't have to put on a mask. And like, I'm saying all of this because I did all of that for such a long time in my life. We don't have to change. We don't have to change our ways of being just in order to feel accepted, like we belong, like people love us, people like us. All of that stuff. No, because none of this will ever lead us to where we actually want to be. Like what we want to feel. What we want to feel is we want to feel like we belong. We want to feel loved, but none of that could ever happen unless we don't love ourselves first, right? Unless we don't accept ourselves completely and utterly the way we are right now in this moment first. And the love that we seek from outside, we have to give it to ourselves first. Just a side note, just a side reminder, because I know you know this already. But yeah, just like the thing with like knowing in my mind that there was nothing wrong with me, yet I would still subconsciously, because of course I wasn't aware of this, I would still subconsciously try to figure out what was wrong with me. I mean, I knew intellectually, okay, there's nothing wrong with me, but that didn't change the amount of times that was residing in my subconscious mind where I had asked myself over years and years, like decades of my life, like every single day, trying to find out, again, like not in my awareness, what was wrong with me. I tried to fix myself all this fucking time, subconsciously. I wasn't aware of it, and this is why I'm talking about this to you, so you can become aware. This is really what I do on this channel. I talk about the things that are going on in our subconscious minds, in our collective subconscious minds, so you can become aware of it, because that's the first step always, right? You have to become aware of something in order to be able to change it. And now, you know, I'm contradicting myself, because I'm like, well, you don't need to change anything about yourself, right? Which is true, which is absolutely true, because your inherent truth is that you're perfect the way you are. But what will automatically change, like you don't have to change anything, right? You don't have to change anything about yourself. But what will change automatically, naturally, when you discover what's going on, what's already there in your system, what's in your awareness, what's in your subconscious mind, when you become aware of what's already there, then this will automatically, naturally transform back into your original state of unconditional love, where you can love yourself just the way you are. So what's like in between you and your truth? Well, the truth is always true and it's always there. But what you can observe in your awareness, there are a lot of limiting beliefs. A lot of limiting beliefs. All that stuff that you have picked up in the course of your life. All the things that you were taught and told and that you observed when you were young, when you were a child, and then building up from you being a child over like the times of you being a teenager and then into adulthood, whatever age you are, whatever you have observed in your environment, right? That's what you started to believe was the truth about who you are. And that's just, you formed your identity around all these limiting beliefs, all these beliefs that are not the truth. I mean, I don't know what you believe, who you are, and whatever the fuck, you know, like maybe there's truth. Like if you love yourself unconditionally, if you know that you are freedom embodied, that you are abundance embodied, that you're inherently worthy, well then that is true. That is the truth. But everything that's not that is bullshit. And so for such a long time, I was subconsciously observing all the fucking time. I was obsessed. I was fucking obsessed. And this is why I was in addiction in the first place. And this is crazy. But I wasn't in addiction because I had bulimia. So, you know, the food was the thing, amongst other things. But I wasn't obsessed with food in the first place. I wasn't obsessed with that in the first place, but what was underneath all of that was the limiting belief, and that would like loop and loop and loop, and that's why addiction, right? Because you're looping, you're doing the same thing over and over and over again, although you know it's not serving you, although you know it's not fixing anything, right? It's not helping you, but you still keep doing it. Why? Because you have an underlying root issue, and that underlying root issue is that you secretly believe that there's something wrong with you. That was the case for me anyway. So yesterday, I truly fucking understood that that's what caused the addiction in the first place. I mean, I recorded a video about like the reasons why I was in addiction, and they were all true too. Like there was just so much. There were so many reasons that like were accumulating that then caused the whole thing in the first place. But what's truly at the root of it, and this is what I truly discovered yesterday, is the deep-seated belief that there's something wrong with me, that there was something wrong with me, or and that I need to fix myself. But the thing is, you don't need to fix anything about yourself ever, because you were never wrong. There was never anything wrong about you. You just started to believe this at some point. Because at some point in your life, probably very early on, you get the feedback from your parents or whoever the fuck that the way you were wasn't good enough. The way you were wasn't good enough for you to be loved. You like your parents, whatever they did, signaled to you in some sort of way. Maybe they even told you to your face, you're not good enough. Or you just started to believe it because you did something amazing and they didn't acknowledge it. You didn't receive the love that you needed. You didn't receive whatever you needed. So you started to believe about yourself, well, I'm not worthy of receiving whatever you needed. And so then you started to try to fix yourself. You started to try to take care of that problem, that would then, like if you were to find a solution to the problem, what made you less lovable, then, you know, you were to just fix that and then you would receive the love or whatever you wanted. But of course, none of that was ever true, because there was nothing ever wrong with you to begin with. It's just that your parents were incapable. Your parents did a poor job, or whoever it was, to try to truly make sure that you knew that you are perfect, that you had nothing to do in order to be loved, that you were loved unconditionally. And even if you made mistakes, even if you did fuck up, even if you did something wrong, morally wrong, or you made a mistake and whatever, and then your parents did a poor job at letting you know that even despite all of these things, you're still loved. Maybe you were like criticized harshly, maybe you were punished for making mistakes, and that was the case for me. If you weren't perfect, if you didn't act the way that your parents wanted you to act and behave, well, then you faced the consequences. Then, like, love was taken away from you. So that's when you started to be like, well, okay, I need to figure this out. Like, I need to figure out what I have to fix within myself in order to receive that love that I'm seeking. But no matter what you could have, like, found out, or no matter what you could have thought what was wrong, what you did wrong, it would have never been the answer, because there was nothing ever wrong with you in the first place. It was just your parents projecting their shit onto you, and that's all it was. Or maybe not just your parents, but also your grandparents, or the people who raised you, or teachers at school. Like, that was the case for me too. Like, teachers would project their shit onto me, because teachers are also human beings, and they are not perfect. I mean, no, they're perfect in their imperfections. But I mean, come on, like, looking back, I'm like, oh my God, like, I had so many horrible teachers, like teachers that would just, like, you know, when you're a child, or when you're younger, and you look at teachers, like, that was the case for me anyway. I was like, okay, these people are here to teach me something, duh. And they have authority, and I'm going to believe what they tell me. And I didn't even question that. Like, because although, you know, nowadays I'm a person who questions everything, which might even be not that healthy now that I'm thinking about it, but different topic. But back in the day, I didn't question anything, and I would just, like, when people told me something about me, then I would accept that as the truth, because I wasn't able to reflect. I just simply wasn't there in my awareness. So yeah, I would just believe what people told me, and a lot of people told me a lot of bullshit that wasn't the truth, that was horrible to say to a child or a teenager. So I would internalize all of this stuff because I didn't have the ability to reflect at this time. And so I had to do a lot of unlearning, a lot. And that takes a lot of time, right? Like, this is what it's like to come out of addiction. Addiction recovery means it needs time, and it needs dedication, and it needs so much self-love. And it's a journey. And sometimes we come back around to certain things that we thought we already had healed to its entirety. And then we realize at some point, well, maybe there's more for me to uncover. And that's okay. Like, that's just what it's like. It's a process. So yeah, but yesterday I had this major breakthrough where I genuinely now know, like, with my full body, because it's all about embodiment. Like, you can know things intellectually, you can know things in your mind, but then in your conscious mind, but then your subconscious still believes the opposite. That is very possible. And that's where a lot of people get stuck, because they think, well, you know, in my awareness, in my conscious awareness, like, I believe this, but then you just have so much of, because the subconscious mind is so strong, of something that's pulling you in the exact opposite direction, because your subconscious mind believes the complete opposite. So that's when you're gonna have that's why sometimes you're like, why the fuck is this happening in my life? I don't understand. It's your subconscious mind. It's always gonna be that, because it's always gonna be as within, so without. Everything that you experience in your life is always a reflection of who you are. And even the things that you don't understand with your conscious mind, you're like, why the fuck would that happen? Well, it's your subconscious mind. It's what you cannot see. It's what's in the invisible. That's always going to be the truth. So yeah, yesterday I was like, yeah, no, I will never, no matter how much longer how I will think about this question, what's wrong with me? Why am I like this? I remember, like, whenever I would put a finger down my throat, there was this thought, why am I like this? What's wrong with me? This was what I had access to whenever I would engage in addiction, because I didn't want to see that thought. I pushed that thought away. I didn't want to have this in my conscious awareness. I didn't want to think about what's wrong with me consciously at all times, because I had to do other shit. Like, I had to try to stay alive. I had to do stuff, you know? So to think about every day consciously, what's wrong with me, it's not going to be in your awareness. It's going to be in your subconscious mind. So maybe you do have this inside of you too. And this is why I'm recording this video, in order for you to become aware. Like, ask yourself, see if that resonates with you, if your body is somehow reacting to this, if this just feels true to you. Do you secretly, subconsciously believe that there's something wrong with you? Sit with yourself, ask yourself this question. Look at yourself, and see what comes up. And then if you find this limiting belief within yourself, then that's beautiful, because you want to find it, you want to know that it's there, right? Like, this is the most important work, is to become aware. And then if this thought is in you, then feel all of the pain that this thought has caused you, because you have to feel in order to heal. Like, the despair of that. Like, for me, it was absolute despair. It's like, fuck, I'm trying to look for the solution and I just can't come up with it. I just don't know. Well, why? Because it was always untrue. Like, there was this question that I would ask myself countless times in my subconscious mind. And the reason why I couldn't find an answer to it, because there wasn't one. Because the question was wrong to ask in the first place. But there is no right and wrong, so that's like poor language. But to ask that question in the first place was unnecessary, because there could never be an answer to this question. Because when you ask yourself, what's wrong with me? You'll never find an answer, because there has never been and there never will be anything wrong with you. You've always been perfect, and you always will be. You're perfect right now. So, and I'm sitting here today, and it's like I have to laugh about it, because it's like, duh. Yet I spent over 2 decades in absolute despair, asking myself this question, trying to find an answer to this question when it's so simple. I have to laugh about it. Because that's what you want to do, right? Like, we just have to laugh about it, because what else are we gonna do? We cried enough. Right? Am I right? Okay, I'm hanging up. I hope you got something out of this video. Let me know if you did. Put it in the comments. Also, if you need any support in any way, please do reach out to me via email. Or you can also book sessions with me if you like. I can help you spot the limiting beliefs. But yeah, I just feel like what's very important for me right now, because, you know, we have to put ourselves first, we have to take care of ourselves first, we have to make sure we're okay first so we can take care of other people, is to truly connect to other humans on a deep level again. Like, I'm allowing myself this again more. I have opened up myself again more to, yeah, for this, to have more connections with humans again, because for the longest time I would just isolate myself and like try to fix myself and heal myself, blah blah blah. And it was a necessary time, don't get me wrong, but anyway, but what I've come to truly fully understand as well is that we just fucking need each other so much. We need each other so much. And I think a lot of you know, us being in addiction and stuff also comes very much hand in hand with feeling lonely, feeling disconnected from ourselves, obviously, because everything always starts with yourself. But it's so important to be reminded that we are all connected, that we're all one, and that we are humans that are connected in unconditional love, and that we do need each other. We really do. And I have received a lot of help recently, but throughout my journey, and like without that help, it wouldn't have been possible for me to heal. It wouldn't have been possible for me to get to where I'm at now. So now I can help others, right? And sometimes we just do need help. So we then eventually can come back to a place where we then can be the ones helping others. So yeah, so if you're in need for help, please do reach out. And if you don't reach out to me, reach out to your family, reach out to your friends. And if you don't have any of those, because I know what that's like, you can reach out to me. Okay, I'm just saying that, and I truly fucking mean this, because it's so important that we do not feel alone on this journey out of addiction, because it's so hard. It's so hard to go through this. And so we do need each other, and that's just for the outro of this video, I guess. Okay, I'm sending you lots of love. Like, I truly send you so much love. Thank you for watching my video. Support me in any way possible, like with a comment, a like, and all of that stuff. Thank you very much, and I will speak to you next time. Bye.